Well, it looks like we are live. So that's cool. I can hear myself through the mic and everything looks good. So let's see. Everything looks good on this end for streaming and so forth. So I'm going to, let's see. Go back here. I'm gonna do some promotion stuff real quick, and then I can get into just talking about stuff while I work on this. If you are viewing this at any time, feel free to post a comment below or in the chat or whatever. Because like the more people I have chatting with me, the more stuff I can talk about. So just 1 second here. Going to retweet. There we go. Sorry about the coughing. So let's see. Got all of that. Gonna minimize that out of the way. So all I have is the streaming software and my chat window, and my 3D model up here. Which, it's probably pretty obvious based on the other stuff I've shown during the last stream, is the Cutie Mark creators. Well, that would work, wouldn't it? The Cutie Mark Crusaders Clubhouse. So I'm going to be working on recreating that, and if I see anyone in the chat making any suggestions or asking for topics to talk about, I will talk about those as well. But for now, I'm just going to work on this, and I'll talk about stuff like, well, I will be releasing normal content on this channel in a little bit. I've got stuff in the pipeline, as I mentioned in a reply to a comment yesterday on my last stream. We will be having stuff on the channel from our normal selection of stuff. And we have been watching things and continuing to record audio. Some of it's edited, some of it's not. I need to work on images. But I wanted to try to get some more audience by streaming. So that's why I'm going to be doing this and working on a project I've been wanting to get back to for a while. Because I actually started working on this back, wow, it was a while. Yeesh. It's definitely been several years. It's like, wow. So I'm going to work on this. I might talk about things like Owl House is a show you should watch. Out of the first couple episodes I've seen, it's a really good show, and the stuff I've heard about it. Also, God, I need to catch up on She-Ra. Yeah. Well, I need to catch up on a lot of stuff like Voltron, She-Ra, Owl House, Glitch Techs. I think it's called A Whole New Animal. It's an anime, and it's done by Studio Trigger, so that's great. That's really interesting so far. I'm most of the way through that. Let's see. What view is this? That's solid. Okay. So, yeah, if you're in the chat and want to talk about things, bring up topics, I'll talk about it. I might talk about things right now while I'm working. Like, I have this spotlight here. Which apparently I've targeted something? Excuse me. Ah, I think I have it targeting the ladder. A particular part of the ladder by the looks of it. Oh, yeah, well, the center of the ladder is not the center of the ladder. That's why it's not targeting the ladder itself directly. So yeah, I've been like just working on life. That's the reason like there hasn't been any normal content on this channel. As you know, the year has been fun. It's basically right after that project that I said in the update video that I would get back to working on the channel after. Basically right after that, life went whee off a cliff. And normal stuff just hasn't had a chance to settle down yet. Huh. Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out these new shaders in this program. In Blender, I should say. Because just none of them seem to do what I'm used to them to do. That's not exactly what I meant to do, but hey, it's a good start. Put that right there. Grab that and delete that. So what did that actually do for us? Put that there like so, and I'll switch this to render. Okay, and actually let's add this one back into the mix just to see the difference. I'm not seeing much difference between these two. Let's try changing the size here. Anything? Ah, the size is what determines. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting there. Hmm. Okay. That's something to look into for my other stuff. So for now, I'm just going to go through and delete this. Yeah, I wish there were people in the chat room because it'd make this a lot easier to talk about stuff. Changes back to material view. So, this frame here could actually go with which walls? This is the left wall, so it'll be on that side. This is gonna be the right wall. It's kind of funny how I flipped that by accident. It says left wall and wall right. Whoops. So let's just fix that, shall we? Okay. Now we want to go to this and move it into here. Sorry about the dead air. Sometimes I concentrate and yawn, which is apparently a tradition every time I start recording or speaking to someone. Yawn. Okay. Okay. Can't just I do not see anything here. Create new creation. Create new collection. Yeah. And nothing. Interesting. Oh. Oh. Okay, that's interesting. How did I just do that? Oh, I right-clicked and went move to collection. New collection. Now, how do you spell curtains? curtains. Window curtains. There we go. Organization, yay. ah. Let's see, what other shows have I been watching? Well, I watched, for Christmas viewing, I watched a classic movie called White Christmas, um, which is surprisingly okay for modern standards. I mean, really enjoyed it. And there's only like small bits of dialogue you would really have to change to basically modernize it. Uh, you wouldn't have to really remove um, too many things from it to really make it more um, open-minded and acceptable to modern, as it were, woke audiences. Um, just some stuff about like the women folk was a line in there. You could just take that right out and say other people or our guests or something like that. Excuse me. Let's see. Zoom in a little bit here. Name this picture frame. Landscape. Okay. And now I need to move this to this actually belongs here. Roof is by itself, that's okay. This belongs in the other wall left. There we go. Yep. Wow, that looks like so confining. Without like the rest of the building intact, it looks like it's so cramped. Okay. So yeah, I watched White Christmas, which was quite fun. I enjoyed that. Okay, got that. Get the letter by itself and its light. That's actually what we want. Let's call that ladder. Yep, I can turn that off. Where are you? Yeah, those got left by themselves. Well, that's all set up there. Still missing some stuff though. Ah, this is how I made the flowers. So I took this Boolean curve here and used it to make a 3D model. Oh, and going into video games, now that I'm thinking about it, now that I've gone back to thinking about it, there's been some really good games this year. The most recent one I've started playing is, let's see, I think it's called Blasphemous. I heard about it thanks to the YouTube channel Arlo, and great channel. And it's a pretty fun game. It's definitely violent. I would definitely stay away from it if you are any bit squeamish. I definitely have enjoyed myself playing it, but yeah, it can be a little harsh. Okay, that can be by itself, so I'm going to call this the chest in the corner. Actually, let's make it more specific. Wood chest. And excuse any spelling mistakes that I make along the way, because I am a horrible speller. ADHD can be fun that way. Okay, and yep, that one's also auto-tracking something. I'm guessing empties that I can't see on screen right now. Because that's usually how I set up cameras in Blender, is I just put an empty out there, attach the camera to the empty, and have the camera point at the empty no matter where the empty is. Don't actually need these two cameras anymore because they were for a different project, so I can delete that. Whoa. Ah. Oh look, the rest of the roof. I'm gonna call this roof supports. Move my mouse all the way so I can actually see what I'm spelling here. And I need to go back here to one of these. Ah, actually I can move all of this. Can I move it here? No. I'm gonna have to do this the manual way. I believe this will go in here. Those go right into roof supports. There I go. And I accidentally selected roof. Yep. Okay. I can hide those at will. I just realized I am also now missing the little roof sections I put up there. Okay. Don't need this anymore, so I can get rid of that. Oh, pardon me. Excuse me. Oh, that goes right into a live thing. That's something I would trim right out if I was recording this for basically our podcasts. Let's see. Wow, I've been playing a lot of different games. I'm gonna grab my Switch real quick here. Wargrove is another one I've been playing recently. That's a fun game. That one's less violent. Though technically it is a turn-based tactical RPG. Also, I've been playing Breath of the Wild a lot again recently. I just picked up a bunch of stuff. Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity. That's a fun one. I haven't played a lot of this game I'm about to mention yet, but it's pretty good so far. Like 3 pages in, as it were. It's called Cinders, and it's a visual novel. Visual novels are like one of my top favorite genres out there. There is just so many games. Like Mask, yeah, Mark of the Ninja remastered. That's a fun one. Ghostbusters, Untitled Goose Game. That's a fun one. Also, The World Ends With You. I need to like finish playing through this because oh my god, I never finished playing it on my DS. Oh yeah, Ace Attorney. I finally got a chance to like buy that and start playing through it. It's just been, that's a really good game. Set of games actually, because it's a package. Just all those games have been like so much fun. Okay. So this is the roof. We need to find the other components to the roof. Just gonna hide that. Oh. Okay, that's neat, whatever that allows me to do. Not quite sure what that allows me to do. I can click on these and it shows up there, but I can't like grab it or anything. Interesting. So I'll just hide that. Turn on this one. There's some components I'm missing from other sections. I can right click, move to collection, and I can move these to, we want right wall. Yeah. so. We also want to move these two. Okay, there we go. So, move to collection. Actually, I can just hit M. Good to know. We want left wall, actually wall left. There we go. Oh, I think I found some of the empties I was looking for. So I don't need that empty anymore, so I can delete that. Don't need that empty, I think. Yeah, don't need that one, delete that. That's controlling the camera. That's the sun. Is that? Yeah, I think that's also connected to something. Okay. Yeah. Ah. It just does that. I think I got it. There we go. Okay, doing that causes that to completely blow up. Oh, oops. Okay. I wish people would show up, but that's okay. Oh, that should go with the door. You know, I think the door handle's important. You know, it should be part of a door. Door. And that works. Okay. Let's call this empty camera point. It's gotta be camera something. Camera. Let's just call it camera anchor. Ah. That looks better. That looks better. Okay. Let's just put all these back to 0. Okay, that does that. Which one of these is that? One's that. I mean that one. So we're gonna be 90. It would actually be negative 90. There we go. No matter what. Okay. That's just my 3D cursor. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. Let's make the world black, shall we? Let's try something here. Delete this. I'll keep this, move it off to the side here. Actually, shrink that. Well, not shrink it, but at least make it a little less. Take up a little less space. And why don't we put this to tune and dunk and dunk. Okay, so that's what tune looks like. Interesting. What happens when I change rendering engines? Ah. Yeah, Eevee doesn't like emitting sources like that. It wants a light source like this, I believe. Let's just put this back to camera and use this view. Put this back to top here. Also, thanks to Sasami-chan for making comments like not just talking about the software, but talking about other stuff. That does help. You know, feedback. I work on feedback. Feedback's awesome. There we go. Oops. Okay, that's one. So flip that around so I can actually see what I'm doing here. There we go. Okay. Look at, wow. That's fun there. Okay, let's turn this to here. So I can pull this in. Oof, that's our nice. Gonna pull this actually back a little bit here. Go back to this. And let's see what happens when I adjust the size. It does nothing. Huh. That's interesting. Well, let's zoom out and just do that. Okay. So that's what the tune shader does in cycles, but it doesn't do anything in Eevee. Well, odd. Also, going back to video games, I'm pretty excited about the announcement of the Mass Effect Trilogy HD remaster. I just wish it was also coming out on the Switch. because like I want to play this on the Switch. They released 3 on the Wii U, for God's sakes. Can we like get it, the trilogy on the Switch? I mean, that would be like the best place for it, and it would probably also sell the most. Yeah, but no, everyone wants bigger, better, prettier graphics. I'm like, have you seen what Nintendo does with their hardware? It doesn't take really powerful hardware to make a good looking game. Ah. And if we take this and put it in there, and oops, if we take this and put this in there instead, we get that. Okay. Mm-hmm. What happens if I turn this one into tune? Yeah, doesn't need that. Get rid of that. Let's move this out of the way here and add in the tune shader. Excuse me. Okay, so that's what the tune shader looks like on that. So how do I go about this? Because I really, going back to video games again, I really enjoyed playing through the original Mass Effect trilogy in all the ways I ended up playing through it. Because I bought, I think I bought Mass Effect 1. It was either Mass Effect 1 was, I purchased it or someone gave it to me as a gift. Can't remember which it was. But I played Mass Effect 1 on Steam. Then I bought Mass Effect 2 in EA's Origin, and I also bought 3 in Origin. Both 2 and 3 when they were on sale. I do not have any of the DLC for any of the games. Well, technically I do. The free ones, I should say. I haven't purchased any of the purchasable DLC for any of the games. Mostly because I am relatively poor. Not the category of poor. I'm like, I think I would technically be considered middle class. Technically. So I basically wait for things to come onto sale, and also try not to purchase them through systems where you have to buy something to buy something. Like in both Mass Effect 2 and 3, you have to like purchase EA points or something to be able to then purchase the DLC. So that is fun. That's one of the reasons I'm like, I'm also excited about the trilogy, is because apparently they're removing the online stuff from the games, which is perfectly fine by me. I never really played the online features of 3 or 2, and I didn't have enough friends online or a city connection at the time to be able to do that, to be able to get the unlock all the stuff in 3, which you had to have a high level in the online play to be able to unlock basically the best ending that you could get to 3. So I never got that ending. Also, apparently I am abnormal in the fact that I was okay with the way Mass Effect 3 ended. I see the points of view other people had. When it comes to the ending, it's definitely a very controversial ending from a lot of people, because of the fact that like it doesn't seem to be the ending, the very ending, the very final part of the ending, I should say, doesn't seem to be affected by any of your choices up to that point. So I can see why people were upset with it, because they wanted their choices to matter at that final choice. But it didn't. You had one final choice that overrode everything else. But to me, it was more about the experience of playing through the game that mattered. And I really enjoyed that experience of everything else leading up to that point. And that point didn't really change what I had experienced up to that point. It didn't dissatisfy me. It didn't make me rage quit or anything because it didn't matter, kind of thing. It was very enjoyable, all of it, including the ending. So I just played through all of it. And I'm playing through it again every once in a while when I get the chance to kind of just slowly move my way through. It's definitely been a fun experience. I'm gonna move actually that back to that and use this view to work on things here. Now, I need to also move these components to roof. So move to roof. There we go. Do I have a floor section? Also, I need to create, I'm going to create a collection for all the collections I don't need anymore. I'm just going to call it old and, okay. Old. Oh, that's a neat feature I discovered by accident. Can we send this to top or something? Oh well. I like these new controls over collections. I just wonder if I can, like, excuse me, use it to control the lighting like I could before. Can I do it from here? Can I hit M? Nope. Okay. And that noise was my friend just now retweeting. And do I have the back wall? I do have a texture for the back wall. Okay, so we're gonna hit this, going to add output. Oops, output. Material. There we go. And add shader. Let's go with diffuse. And add texture, image texture. Well, that didn't quite go where I wanted it to go. That's where we wanted it to go. We want this to be back wall. There we go. And we're going to call this collection back wall. And I'll just hide that. Yep. Let's try that again, shall we? Okay. Okay, yeah, that's definitely the old door. Those also go in there. Oh, this is making it look so much better. Okay. Getting there now. There's the door. Okay. So yep, that's the correct door. So we can call this collection door. And move this to door. So it's in the same collection. Control G apparently is that, so. Yeah, Shift G now is group. Okay. Okay. Doing a quick check on something here. Okay. Okay. I might go a little longer today if I get people in the chat and stuff. Right now, I don't seem to have anyone, but that's okay. I'm just going to sit here and stream and talk about random stuff. Like, I think that's one of the reasons I really like the Mass Effect series, going back to video games, is the choices that you made throughout the way in the relationships. It's also one of the reasons I really like good visual novels, is because, excuse me, it's all about the relationships and connection to people. And if you want a game where your choices matter, play a visual novel. Because their whole entire setup is about the choices you make. Except for, well, it is about the choices still in the dating sim genre of visual novels. But a lot of the dating sims I've given a shot don't really handle relationships very well. I'm like, who wrote this? Oh wait, it was probably a single person because they have no idea how to handle a relationship. Like there was this one visual novel I thought I'd give a visual novel. It was one dating sim I thought I'd give a shot. Apparently, it was one of the more popular series of dating sims out there, and like in one of the sections, you don't have really choice about it, but you have to. You basically one of the choices in a dialogue option is like about if the girl looks at porn or not, and I'm like, you don't just ask that out of the blue. Wait. Because it was basically that. The conversation was like normal, and then it hit that point, and you're like, yeah, no, you don't ask that. Well, at least not that early in the relationship. Though by saying that word, I may have flagged this stream. Oops. Because apparently there's certain words you can't say on streaming platforms. And adult stuff apparently isn't one of them. Like even mentioning that word I just mentioned before. Weird stuff. Okay. So it's getting close to when I would normally end the stream, but a friend of mine may have just retweeted, so I'll give it a couple of minutes. Well, maybe less. I don't know. Well, we'll see how things go. So if you watch this in the future and there's like a blip somewhere, I probably had a chance to go back in and edit out that word. Okay, let's see. What else can I do on this? Because I've mostly spent most of my time on like rejiggering things for this model. Ooh, excuse me. Pardon me. There we go. Okay, the back wall. We got the chest. Got the ladder. Got this window. And the front porch. Call that door frame. There we go. name that one? Min-o frame bottom. There we go. Okay. Walk way. Side. Way. Yeah. Side. Left. Walk way. Side. Right. Walk way. Window frame top. And if there's any other topics you'd like me to talk about while I work on this in the future, and you've watched this after this live stream is over, feel free to leave a comment. Add, like, I wish you would talk about this, or I wish you would talk about this more, or something like that, you know? Feedback. Yay. And I don't really have an ending to these streams yet, so let's try to come up with something here, because I have a feeling we should wrap it up for the day. My friend probably isn't going to quite retweet at the time, but hey, people can find this afterwards and they can enjoy watching the pre-recorded show, as it were. The video on demand version of this. So, the usual outro that I kind of tag on to the end of all of the other episodes you've seen. I've got links to various different things in my other YouTube videos. I have a Tumblr. I have a Twitter. There's the rest of the videos on this channel you can watch. They are all good. I like them. Even the old ones. They're great to watch when you're just like, so how did this guy get started? Just like everyone else. Fumbling around in the world trying to figure out things. So, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this video after the fact. And just enjoy the rest of your day. So, I'm going to end things here and have fun out there.